finished last month. I'm in a good mood and feeling happy. After painting one hand, I ask him if he fancies opening a bottle of Prosecco tonight. We are well stocked post-engagement. He says yes. I ask him if he could bring me a glass too, please. That's where the argument began. No shouting, just speaking our minds, and then silence before resuming. Generally, we get along great and have healthy communication. Hell, we managed to compromise on a child-free wedding. Easier than this. He wanted children there. I didn't. We've settled on a child-free ceremony, but then kids for dinner and reception. Back to the argument. His perspective. It's weird of me to ask him to bring me things, be it a beverage or a blanket, that I'm a grown woman and should do these sorts of things for myself. Doing it for me would be simping, and asking him is toxic. Girl, you need to break off this fucking engagement ASAP. Red flag. Earlier on in our relationship, I did ask him to get me glasses of water semi-regularly. We had a discussion and he expressed his frustration. I now just don't really ask, maybe once a week at most. The last time was in a cafe. For unnecessary context, if you're interested, I wonder if it's how he grew up. He's an only child and claims that his mom never asked him to do anything like this for her. He's fiercely independent and can sometimes exist in his own little world. No, he's an asshole. Sorry. Whereas I have an older sister and we just did what we were told. Definitely learned to play host at family gatherings, offering food and drink and just being pleasant. Yeah, because that's what a normal human does. If someone asked for something like a drink and you said no, that would be considered rude. Yeah, because that's rude. But I digress. I asked for Prosecco even though my 5-foot legs do in fact work. Am I the asshole? No. No, you are not. That is like, that makes me cringe and makes me so mad. I don't even know where to start with that one. He is such a jerk. That's like, first of all, it would be different if like the other person was like degrading and mean when they asked you for that stuff. But like asking your partner for a glass of water if they're already in the kitchen, or she's literally painting her nails are wet with nail polish. It's their Prosecco they got for getting engaged. Why wouldn't you bring her a glass? That's bizarre. What were you gonna do? Go in the kitchen and pour yourself a glass and then sit down and drink it while she finishes painting her nails and not bring her one? That gives me such bad vibes. Let's see, I'm assuming everyone is saying not the asshole. Yeah, not the asshole. Definitely not the asshole. Not the asshole that he thinks doing his fiancé a kindness is simping is flat out embarrassing. Agreed. What's he gonna do if he gets sick in some way? I'd rethink the engagement. OP, original poster. I agree. I would literally break off the engagement. That's like giving me creepy vibes. Like that's like not normal. I don't know. This is deeply upsetting to me. Yeah. Yeah, no. That's horrible. I'm trying to see if there's any other good replies. This conversation would have me canceling the relationship immediately. Same. I'm trying to read, but there's like such long threads. Please don't marry someone who unironically uses the word simping. Yeah, agreed. That's such toxic masculinity. tummy tuck. My mom, 60 female, has always wanted 3 things: nice teeth, a nose job, and a tummy tuck. She gave up a lot when we were kids. When I, 30 female, was in high school, she gave up the money she had been saving for her own Invisalign so I could get it. I also accidentally broke her nose when I was in high school because we were moving a heavy dresser and I dropped my end of it and hit her in the face and broke her nose. It didn't heal badly, but she doesn't like it. She's always joked that she wants a tummy tuck because I ruined her body since I was the first kid. That's toxic to say. I just got a great job with a sign-on bonus of $15,000 and I want to give it to my mom for Christmas to do the things she's always wanted to do. However, I don't want her to get a tummy tuck. It's a major abdominal surgery and has a significantly higher complication rate when compared to other plastic surgeries. I can't imagine anything happening to my mom as a result of this procedure, especially if I was the one to pay for it. I know he's been canceled, but I can't stop thinking about how Kanye West paid for his mom's tummy tuck and then she died. I never knew that. That's really sad. I told my siblings of my plan and they said that I can't put stipulations on the money I give my mom. My sister says I'm controlling and policing my mom's body. So would I be the asshole? No, I don't think so. I think, here's the thing with gift money. I think that if you just give someone a lump sum of money and you never say like what it's for, then it is their right and that is a gift of money. You can't tell them what to do with it. I think the way that she could get around it is if you gave it to her, but specifically for like Invisalign or a nose job, like instead of writing someone a check for $15K, well, that's if it was a smaller amount, like if it was $100, instead of giving someone $100, I would like buy them a gift card for the thing that I wanted them to use it for, so then that's what they use it for. Like, this one's hard. Oh, she did an update. I called the orthodontist and put down a deposit for Invisalign. I will invest the rest and do something fun with it next year. Okay, so I'm guessing that everyone replied and said you should just put the deposit down on Invisalign for her and you shouldn't give her all of the money, which I agree with. That was my first thing, was like $15K is a lot to just like give your mom. Like, I know she got a sign-on bonus, but it doesn't sound like she's like rich. If you get a $15K sign-on bonus, like you worked hard for that. I totally agree with like giving a gift, but I don't think you need to just give her the whole lump sum of money. And I also don't appreciate how the mom has joked that the girl ruined her body. Like, that's a toxic thing to say to your kid. It sounds like the original poster just like has a lot of guilt and like feels guilty because she broke her mom's nose and her mom decided to give her Invisalign instead of taking it for herself. So it sounds like she's just like guilty and wanting to give her mom the money out of guilt, which I don't think is like healthy. And I wonder if her mom is like toxic and says stuff to her that makes her feel worse, because obviously the nose job thing or the nose thing was an accident, and then the Invisalign, that's really nice. So I feel like that would be the best use of the money. Let's see. Someone said you wouldn't be the asshole if you're gonna give her the money. Oh, you would be the asshole. If you're gonna give her money, you will have no control where she spends it. Just get her a card that says teeth and say you'll take her to sign up for Invisalign and pay for it. Then on her B-day, take whatever is left and do the same, but a card that says nose job, and then you go to the plastic surgeon. And then someone said exactly, don't give her the money money, give her the actual procedures. If you try to give money and then dictate how the money is spent, then you're the asshole. So that was kind of my original instinct, was like, you are an asshole if you tell them how to spend their money that you're gifting them, but not if you get them the gift itself. Then it's like you're deciding. Yeah, someone said, geez, just paying for her Invisalign would be enough. As a parent, it's her responsibility to care for her kids' teeth. I hate this "you owe me for giving birth to you" BS, and honestly, it shouldn't be rewarded. If she wants plastic surgery, she should save up for herself. I agree. That's really, like, it sounds like her mom maybe, like, says toxic things, which I don't like. And then someone said, you would be the asshole. You can't gift cash with restrictions. Perhaps you could set up accounts directly with specialists in those surgeries. So yeah, but then obviously people are like disagreeing and have all different opinions. This person said, no, you wouldn't be the asshole. Your heart is in the right place. You can ask her not to do the tummy tuck, but you can't actually give her conditions. Just tell her your fears and why you would rather her use it for the other two things instead. But if she does the tummy tuck, she does the tummy tuck. Yeah, you can't control her. And then this person says, you would be the asshole if you give money. It is the recipients to use as they please. If anything, get a gift certificate for Invisalign. It's a way to direct the money without telling her how to use it. Yeah, agreed. And then this person's also saying that Invisalign Invisalign is like the least risky out of those 3 surgeries, so she should just like pay for her Invisalign. Okay. I feel like yeah, I mean, people are saying, yeah, okay, nah, but realistically, if you give someone 15 grand, you can't control what happens to it. Your mom is an asshole for blaming you for choices she made, having kids, and using a female teen to move heavy furniture. I agree. Okay, let's move on. That was an interesting one, though. Okay. Let's see. Am I the asshole? I told my partner's cousin, quote, I don't have time for your bullshit. Okay. So I, 22 female, was chilling out the other day with my partner, 26 female, leading up to having to leave for an appointment. My partner's cousin, 24 female, was going to be passing through town, so we invited her to stop and see our apartment and hang out a bit. I like the cousin most of the time. She can be funny and witty and very intelligent and interesting sometimes. The only issue is her attitude toward veganism. When it comes to that, logic seems to fail her, and she often tries to espouse illogical information about the procurement of certain animal products, or tries to make you debate veganism. She will not drop it no matter how hard you try to get her to. If she's decided she's in a debate mood, your best chance is to leave or ignore her, and even that has mixed results. My partner and all their relatives have learned to live with it over the years. The cousin went vegan when she was a preteen, but I haven't gotten acclimated to it yet, and it's still so incredibly annoying and frustrating. I cannot stand willful ignorance and blatant misinformation. Drives me crazy, especially because I know, work with, and am friends with many people who are vegan or vegetarian, and they aren't like this. The cousin sometimes seems to me like the walking caricature that gives vegans a bad name. Anyway, the cousin stops by feminism into the conversation and starts criticizing us via backhanded comments about using certain animal products, eating meat, and most relevantly, given the time of year, using mouse and rat traps. This spiraled into another series of false points, and I hit my breaking point when she tried to convince me that shearing sheep is very harmful and totally unnecessary. It was nearing time for me to leave anyway, and my nerves were frayed, and I was ready to leave. So I said, you know what? I don't have time for your bullshit. I said goodbye to my partner and left. While the cousin yelled after me, she sounded pissed, but I was over it and blocked her out. When I reached my stop, I checked my phone to see some missed texts from my partner about the situation. The cousin doesn't have my number, so she can't contact me directly, but my partner conveyed to me on her cousin's behalf that she thinks I'm a total bitch. My partner thinks I was a bit harsh, but agrees with me because they also can't stand their cousin's behavior sometimes. The cousin is also already complaining to family members, and my partner's parents have since called asking about the situation and why I was so mean to her. I was and still tired of the way no one calls her out on her bullshit, but I want to know, am I the asshole? Yeah, you're the asshole. You didn't need to say that. Like, I get it, and I agree with you based on your story that the cousin is annoying and she's really rude for coming into your house and just attacking you about not being vegan, but you don't speak that way to anyone, and you don't speak that way to like a family member or like your partner's family member. Like, to me, you're just like immature, because why would you say I'm sick of your bullshit and storm out like throwing a tantrum? You could just literally say like, I don't want to have this conversation and I have my appointment now, so I'm leaving. You know, like, you didn't have to like be that harsh and swear at her and then storm out. So I think that you both, like, the cousin sucks and is annoying, but technically I do think that response does make you the asshole. Let's see. Not the asshole. Militant vegans like her don't seem to understand that you have just as much of a right to choose not to be vegan as she does to choose to be one. Not the asshole. Nope, she kept pushing and poking and you were being honest. Not the asshole. I don't see why you were wrong. This conversation was one that you've had before with her. You've stated your opinion, and it's clear that she will not agree to disagree and let the topic go. It's frustrating it's amusing that she's going to your partner's parents and family members because she has the maturity of a child. Yeah, like, I agree, the cousin also is an asshole and kind of sucks, but I'm surprised. Wow, everyone is saying not the asshole. But see, here's the thing. They're saying not the asshole, domesticated sheep, blah, 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 it doesn't hurt them. I agree. Like, I agree that the cousin's annoying, and I agree that it doesn't hurt sheep to shear them, and I agree that that's obnoxious and rude. But the reason I'm saying, like, I just feel like, to me, I'm like, that like, emotional, like, sharp response and then storming out, to me, is very immature, and like, that is like a rude way of communicating. Not the asshole. Any person who tries to tell you your way of life, blah blah blah. Not the asshole. She's a vegan bully. Not the asshole. I don't blame you. Not the asshole. She sounds exhausting. Just start eating double stacked hamburgers in front of her every time. Not the asshole. She's an idiot. Everyone is saying not the asshole. I guess I'm in the small group. I guess no one agrees with me. Everyone is saying not the asshole. See, also, like, I do agree about the mouse and rat traps. Sorry, but kill traps make me sad. Like, if we eventually have a mouse problem one day, like, I would use non-kill traps. Like, I think that's sad. Like, I don't want to be killing mice, like snapping their necks in a mouse trap. Like, that's really sad to me. But again, whatever. And then someone said, "You're the asshole. How is her information illogical? Do you think animal products come from the trees?" I also agree that in the original post, it does sound like the original poster is kind of like dismissing, even when the cousin does have maybe some valid points. Like, she's like, her misinformation and her, like, she's like talking down about her, which I don't know because I don't know these people. But like, don't be so defensive just because you're not a vegan. But like, it is true that meat, like the big meat industry, is objectively bad for the environment, and it's bad. There are studies done that like too much red meat is bad for you, like your heart, your cholesterol, yada yada. So like, it sounds like the original poster also just like doesn't care to learn maybe about veganism. But again, in summary, I agree that the cousin is annoying and out of line and needs to shut up, but I just don't think you have to say, "I can't stand your bullshit" or whatever, and then storm out. Like, I think that was an immature reaction. That's my summary. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Am I the asshole for not buying presents for some of my grandkids? I was told to come here also on phone. So someone younger is telling this grandpa or grandma to go on Reddit. Christmas is coming up and I have started buying presents for all my grandkids. Now my son will be spending Christmas with his in-laws this year. This is the first time this has happened since they had kids. For the last few years it was my house or canceled due to the pandemic. Before, if they weren't coming, we didn't get gifts for them and they did the same with us. He informed me, so I figured that I wouldn't get presents for anyone since they will celebrate with their other grandparents and we would just send a Christmas card. He called me up and started telling me what gifts the twins would like, 4 years old. I told him I wasn't going to buy anything since they will be at the other place, just like we have done before. He got mad and told me I have to buy them some stuff. I asked if we are going to exchange in the mail or meet up, since I assumed I would give gifts for his niece and nephews. He told me no, he's not getting gifts for an event he won't be at. I just told him this doesn't make sense, and I'm not getting them gifts but will send a card. He called me a jerk and hung up. This one's confusing. I don't know who the nieces and nephews are. I'm sorry if your son has children and he has nieces and nephews and he expects for his kids to get presents and he needs to reciprocate. It sucks for his kids that they will only get a card, but it sounds like their dad is a cheapskate, so that's the way it's gonna be, not the asshole. Okay, so the son of the original poster has kids and nieces and nephews, but he's not getting gifts for his nieces and nephews, but he still wants the grandpa to get gifts for his kids. So it's kind of like, so you want your kids to get gifts, but you're not going to get gifts for the other kids in the family. I don't know, this one is kind of weird. I just think that whole thing is weird. I think that if you're a grandparent, and I don't think that giving or not giving a gift should be conditional on whether or not they're coming to your house. Like, if you're gonna, like, I'm not saying you have to get gifts because everyone has different, like, money situations and stuff, but if they were gonna come over and you were gonna get them gifts, but they're not coming over, you should still get them gifts. Like, it kind of rubs me the wrong way to, like, hold it against the kids that they're not going to your house this year, because that's their parents' decision. That's not their decision. They're kids. They're 4. So you are the asshole in my opinion, because, like, you're the grandparent and you should get them. It's not their fault they're not coming to your house. They should still get a gift from you, because also, don't you want to build that relationship with them over time? Like, don't you want to like spread the magic of like them opening the gifts and like knowing it's from you? And like, yeah, I think it would be different if the grandparent couldn't afford it, or like some situation like that. Then I'd be like, no, you're not the asshole. But why are you only going to give them a gift if they show up physically to your house? Like, it's giving boomer that doesn't know how to just like FaceTime. Like, send them the gift and then FaceTime them and watch them open it. Sorry, but that is my opinion. Let's see. Someone said, wait, what? I very rarely have seen my grandparents on Christmas Day, but I've always gotten presents from them. I agree. Like, growing up, my parents were divorced, so I had like 4 sets of grandparents, because I also have step parents, and like we couldn't always see every grandparent on Christmas. So like the ones that we wouldn't see, they would send us gifts in the mail, and then we would get to open them, and it was like really special and exciting. I just think it's weird that this grandparent is like tying it to the condition of they have to come over physically. I don't see the connection between your son buying gifts for other people and you buying gifts for your grandkids. That's fair. Like, yeah, I see that. If the only reason you're not getting them presents is because they won't be at your Christmas dinner, then that seems vengeful and you're the asshole. Exactly. I agree. A grandparent should buy gifts for all of their grandchildren, not punish the ones who aren't physically there. I would argue that brothers, sisters with nieces, nephews should also buy their nieces, nephews gifts as well. I mean, yeah, I agree. And then they said, OP, you are the asshole, and I agree with that. Yeah, because if there's other grandkids that are going to be there, and then this grandparent's going to get those grandkids presents because they're physically there, but not the two twins because they're not there, it's not their fault that their dad didn't take them there. Like, they're toddlers, they're children. Yes, you are the asshole. These are your 4-year-old grandchildren. Not sending the grandchildren a Christmas gift is heartless. It seems like a vengeful action and punishment for not spending Christmas with you. Wait, let me get this right. Because you're not seeing them that day, you're not going to buy them presents, so they don't exist as your grandchildren unless they're in your home. That's shocking behavior. My grandbabies are my world, and thinking of not getting them a present is not an option. Grandchildren are a blessing. When you're old and lonely, wondering why they don't visit you, look back on this post and realize you could have changed. That was savage. I also love the thought of a bunch of grandparents like being Redditors and like scrolling the Am I the Asshole page on Reddit and commenting like, I love that for this person. You're the asshole. Growing up, I spent one Christmas with a grandparent. I still got presents sent every year. But hey, my grandparents actually loved me. Someone said, you're not the asshole. He doesn't want to spend time with you guys, but he wants the gifts that he feels entitled to. So that person's saying, like, your son isn't coming, but he still wants you to get his kids gifts. Like, that person thinks that the son is the asshole. I don't know. I think that OP is the asshole in that situation because of the points that I already mentioned. Okay, let's see. Am I the asshole for telling my sister to stop saying I have pretty privilege and it's her fault she looks ugly? I have a sister who is 25. I will call her Tessa. I am just going to be blunt and say that I look better than her. It's due to her not taking care of herself at all. When I was staying active, she was not. I spend my money to get skincare, keeping my hair nice. She doesn't dress nice either. She is always in sweats, even going somewhere nice. Overall, I just look better than her. She has the money to do these things, she just doesn't. Now every time I see her, she will comment something about the way I look. If I tell a story that turns out good for me, she will tell me it's because I'm pretty and so on. I assume she is jealous, and I have talked to her about it. Now I just passed my test to get a license for my job. I was telling the story at dinner and she told me I passed since I was pretty, which makes no sense. I had enough and told her to stop saying I have pretty privilege and it's her fault she looks ugly, not mine. She left the table after calling me up, and my family is split. Okay. Again, with the bad communication skills, like, obviously your sister has some stuff going on, like, in her brain. Like, obviously she's, like, depressed or anxious if she's not taking care of herself, and she's, like, not only not taking care of herself, but then constantly mentioning how pretty you are and how much better you look and how you have pretty privilege. Like, clearly there's something going on there where she's struggling. However, that would be very annoying for her to constantly be saying that. So, like, I empathize with that. But you can't just tell your sister that she's ugly. Like, that's wrong. You're both the asshole, but you are, in my opinion. Like, she's the asshole because she constantly says you have pretty privilege. She's downplaying your achievements. She's not happy for you. Like, that sucks and that is a shame. But you also, in front of everyone at dinner, said it's your fault you're ugly. Come on, who says that to their sister? That's mean. I would never, yeah, no. That's my opinion, is that they're both the asshole, but yeah, you didn't have to call her ugly at the table in front of everyone. If anything, you could have even still, like, blown up at the table and been like, stop saying that, like, it's so frustrating, you always say that hurts my feelings. Like, you could have still, like, kind of confronted her in front of everyone in, like, a nicer way without calling her ugly. That is so mean. Clearly she's jealous of you and she thinks you're pretty. Like, I don't know. I do get that that's annoying and that the other sister, like, that's toxic of her to keep saying and, like, downgrading your achievements, but you don't call your sister ugly in front of everyone. That's really mean. But of course everyone is saying not the asshole. See, but this is the thing, is I feel like people just say, like, not the asshole because that other person sucks, and it's like, yeah, the other person sucks, but the literal action or the words that you said or did, and you're asking if you're the asshole, those actions and words can still also be wrong, and you could still be an asshole even if the other person is too, you know what I mean? This person says, not the asshole, your sister seems insufferably insecure. Maybe give her some skincare tips. Okay, this person did a long thing about how this person isn't the asshole, and then she did an edit. I want to say I don't agree with the specific insult OP used against her sister. However, her sister has been essentially saying you're nothing without your looks, making OP's achievements less deserving. It's not right to call someone ugly when you know they're insecure, but clearly OP is fed up with being reduced down to just her looks and it probably slipped out. Does it mean she's the asshole though? No. Everyone has a limit on their patience and hurtful things can slip out. Her sister does it all the time and seems to not be able to control her envy. Yeah, so this person says, like, not the asshole because the other sister kind of had it coming. I don't know. I just feel like they were both wrong, you know? Like, other person isn't also wrong, you know? Like, there's not one winner and one loser. Sometimes you can both be the asshole. And in that situation, I feel like that's kind of the case. Yeah, so this person says, she is wrong and jealous, that's clear, but you didn't have to call her ugly, that was rude too. Yeah, I agree. Let's see, is there any other comments? She was wrong here and maybe wrong about you getting pretty privileged, but you're an asshole for telling her that she's ugly and that being ugly is her fault. I agree. This person said, cruelty is never the way. You took the bait. You know she's unhappy and not doing well. Yeah, agreed. Your sister sucks for making a big deal about you being pretty and her not. You suck for calling her ugly. You could have said, it's not my fault that I put a lot of effort into my appearance and you don't. That would have been true and justified, but telling her that she's ugly and it's her fault was cruel. Yeah, I agree. I feel like I could just honestly keep going because this is so fun, but I need to cut this off at some point because it's already been like 40 minutes. But let me know if you liked this. This is my first time doing like a Reddit reading or an Am I the Asshole reading. So if you liked it, I could do more videos like this. So